Have you ever walked into your kitchen, opened the cupboard, and reached for a small handful of nuts while making tea? It may seem like a tiny habit, just a simple moment in your day. But within that moment lies something meaningful, a reflection of how we care for our bodies, especially our hearts. Turning 60 and beyond, our hearts don't quite bounce back the way they used to. They slow down, become more sensitive, more vulnerable. But here's the beautiful truth. Our hearts are also incredibly grateful. Just a few small changes in our daily eating habits, a little more attention to what seems harmless, like nuts, can make a big difference. I've spent years working with people over 50, and I'm also a storyteller at heart. I believe that when we share what we've learned with sincerity, someone out there will listen and maybe even change. This video is not a warning, it's a conversation. A reminder that among all the choices we make, there are certain nuts, tiny as they may be, that can become true companions for your heart. So sit back, take a breath, and join me as we explore 5 of the best nuts for protecting your blood vessels and keeping your heart strong in this stage of life. Let me ask you to imagine something. Picture your blood vessels like a peaceful garden. In your younger years, the soil was soft, the water flowed gently, the trees were green and full of life. But without proper care, the soil hardens, the stream clogs, and the plants begin to wilt. That's what happens inside us too, especially if we're not nourishing our circulatory system the right way. Amid the dozens of nuts you see in stores, there are a few, often humble and unassuming, that carry tremendous power. Not because of fancy packaging or trends, but because of what they can do quietly within your body. Take Brazil nuts, for example. You might be surprised to learn that just one single Brazil nut contains more than 100% of your daily selenium needs. Selenium is a trace mineral, small in amount, but mighty in impact. It helps reduce inflammation, keeps arteries flexible, and lowers oxidized LDL cholesterol. That's the kind that clings to your arteries as you age. Think of selenium as a gentle housekeeper for your blood vessels. And the beauty is, you only need 1 or 2 Brazil nuts a day to get the benefit. Now, let's talk about flax seeds. Tiny, not flashy, easy to overlook. But inside, a treasure chest of plant-based omega-3s, soluble fiber, and a powerful antioxidant called lignin. These nutrients help soothe inflammation, reduce blood pressure, and improve the flexibility of your arteries. One important tip: flax seeds need to be ground before you eat them, so your body can actually absorb all their goodness. I often tell my patients that flax seeds are like life's small lessons. Quiet and simple, but powerful when given proper attention. Have you tried pistachios? That lovely green nut, small in size but packed with heart-friendly energy. Pistachios are rich in potassium, phytosterols, and especially L-arginine, an amino acid that helps your body create nitric oxide. And nitric oxide is the key to naturally opening up your blood vessels, improving circulation, and lowering blood pressure. For older adults, when vessels tend to stiffen with time, pistachios are like a refreshing breeze flowing through your bloodstream. But that's not all. Pistachios also have a low glycemic index, lots of fiber, and a healthy amount of protein, which means they satisfy your hunger without pushing your blood sugar or calorie intake too high. So you can enjoy them daily, guilt-free and heart-happy. Next, let's talk about hazelnuts. I've always had a soft spot for this nut. Its creamy texture, rich flavor, and the fact that it's easy to chew, especially for those of us with dental challenges. But what's more important is what's inside: magnesium, vitamin E, and folate, all of which help keep your heartbeat steady, strengthen your vessel walls, and support good blood flow. Not many people know this, but hazelnuts also contain a unique compound called proanthocyanidins, which help protect the inner lining of your arteries, keeping them soft and responsive. What I love most about hazelnuts: they're usually sold raw or dry roasted with no added salt or inflammatory oils. That means what you're eating is close to its natural state, and your heart feels that respect. And finally, we come to almonds. Perhaps the most familiar nut out there, but also one of the most powerful. Almonds are packed with monounsaturated fats, the kind your arteries love. They're also full of vitamin E, magnesium, and antioxidants that guard your blood vessels from oxidative stress. But here's what really stands out. Almonds can help lower bad cholesterol and support blood sugar stability. That's especially helpful if you're watching your weight or have pre-diabetes. You don't need a lot. A small handful, about 23 almonds a day, is more than enough to give your heart daily nourishment. When eaten raw or dry roasted with no salt, almonds are simple, delicious, and incredibly effective. My dear friend, maybe after all we've talked about today, you've come to realize this. Taking care of your heart doesn't have to be a big, dramatic task. Sometimes it begins with something as small as a handful of nuts. We live in a world that moves fast, but our hearts, they beat to a rhythm all their own. And it's our job, your job, and mine, to listen to that rhythm. Don't wait for a diagnosis or a crisis to start changing things. Begin today with small, thoughtful choices. Choose the kinds of nuts that help you live longer, live better, and live with joy. I've always believed that the body is the home of the soul, and a healthy heart is the foundation for a peaceful life. Thank you for taking the time to be here with me. If you found this video helpful, I hope you'll share it with someone you care about. Who knows, a small handful of nuts might spark a big change in someone else's life too. I'll see you in the next video. Until then, take good care of your beautiful heart.